Welcome everyone to America's favorite NASCAR YouTube channel, Side Draft. Today we're looking at another diecast because all of you love diecast. I mean, diecast are a NASCAR fans' crown jewel, pretty much.
It's not a recent one. It's a diecast.
It's very far from recent.
Yes.
But it is a very important diecast to NASCAR's history. Today we're talking about Dale Earnhardt Sr.'s number 8 10,000 RPM speed equipped car from all the way back from 1975.
Wow.
And so with this car, there's a lot of history with NASCAR. This is a Dodge Charger, and this was actually Dale Sr.'s very first year in NASCAR. So he was just getting into it just a little bit. His first race was the World 600, what is now known as the Coca-Cola 600, and he finished 22nd, one place above his future car owner, Richard Childress.
Yes, it's sort of the iconic colors of Earnhardt in early years, the blue and yellow.
So yeah, blue and yellow, no Wrangler, but it does have the Wrangler colors. And we want to give a shout out to Booth 34 Diecast, because they have allowed us to get some cool diecasts, get our hands on all these diecasts that you see. Not sponsored by anything or by them or anything, but do want to highlight that.
Yes, so if you're ever in Mooresville, North Carolina, check out the Antique Mall. Go back in the center of the mall. There's a booth there called Booth 34. That's the number of the booth. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why he's going to if they ever have to move them. Still at Booth 34. Okay, so
yeah, so the cars back then is just more or less stock cars. It's just regular cars you buy on a lot, and they just beat it up a little bit.
Super cheated up, but that was one
big and bulky. No aerodynamics, just go out there and drive.
So they didn't really know what drafting was or anything. They just went out there and beat the crap out of each other and see who finished first. And that is America for you. That's pretty much prime America. Beat the crap out of each other. We don't have no perfect way of doing it. Just beat the crap out of each other. I really like the font of the 8, and I think Dale Jr. did a throwback to it. I don't know if it was this exact scheme, but it was the same 8 font on it. And there's a couple of blemishes in the paint. You're going to get that with like these older cars, and faded in some areas. Not a whole lot of sponsors towards the front because they didn't really do a whole lot of sponsorship. They did a little bit, dabbled. Got the white lettering on the Goodyear STP on there as well. Union 76 Champion, and got Holly on there as well. Not a whole lot to really talk about the scheme. It's just it's really cool to have one of these on the shelf, because all the other ones are like cookie cutter diecast. It's just different paint schemes plastered on. This it's completely different. It's what people would call a boat. It's a boat.
That's what they called them old cars back then, a boat, because it's so long,
bulky, and I liked how they got the 8 on the front there. A lot of detail in here as well. Let's pop the hood open.
Yeah, pop that hood up.
Wow.
A lot of room in there.
A lot of room on the boat, but man, that engine.
I bet the crew guys can just crawl up under the hood and work on the thing.
Yeah, they can probably crawl in there pretty much. Engine's pretty well detailed. Really like that. Even though a lot of people are not going to see the engine, when you got them in your shelves or anything, but it's still cool that they put some detail in. And I really like the color of this blue. It really contrasts well with the yellow.
Yes.
And you got this little design on the hood. Goes throughout the top.
You look at the back, you got the big chrome bumper.
chrome bumper. So
this one actually had bumpers.
that's when it was like really called the chrome horn. Chrome horn. Wow, I messed that up. Woo! But the inside is pretty well detailed. It'd be kind of hard to really show you, but the inside, yeah. And got 10,000 RPM speed equipped. They're not on the hood or anything, but they're there. And the underside of this car, unlike the Indy car, Jimmy Johnson Indy car, the wheels move, even though it is a bit stiff, but it is a boat, of course. Double exhaust, something that's coming back to NASCAR this year, and it's pretty heavy. It's a hefty car. You can feel it. I know they can.
Yes, a lot heavier than the other cars. You got a lot of metal in there. It's just and the whole underside of it's metal. The whole body's metal, so
yeah,
you get a lot of metal.
This car's metal.
Cool details. Open up the trunk. Cool details on the gas tank. Oh yes, very nice looking car. Big and bulky.
And I really want to get more of these old cars. It tells the story of NASCAR and its history. It's kind of like telling the story of NASCAR throughout with diecast and diecast form.
Yeah, so I guess they couldn't get the name above the door, so they put it kind of up around the top.
So on the roof.
It's kind of on the roof, but yeah. Big windows.
Yeah. The driver definitely had a lot of room. You can probably put a cup holder or something. Put a radio and everything. Man, this is one of the coolest diecasts that we've reviewed on this channel. Had a couple more. Probably going to go back and get some more.
Yeah, it's got the big Goodyear tires. Look a little different than the regular ones.
Yeah, when they go do the Darlington throwback, they'll bring back some of those old tires that they used to have with the white lettering and all the other lettering that they've had throughout the years. But yeah, this one's going to look cool if you can find it. Can't find this one at booth 34 anymore because we got it. Sorry. So if you was on your way to get it, sorry. Not sorry. So if you can find this, definitely get it. Do not pass it up because like these old school NASCAR stuff is, pretty cool. Pretty bad.
Probably can't see very good out of that back window.
Is somebody behind me? I don't know. And then he wreck.
Got some kind of little air dam right there in front of the car.
I guess it helps seal it off. I don't know. That's probably before they knew too much about sealing the cars off. I don't know.
I'm sure the engineers had a reason for that. Yeah, it's not really much more to say about the car.
It's pretty basic paint scheme, not a whole lot to it, but that's how the old cars look, and it just got that classic car look to it, the way the paint is, and not sure when the diecast itself was manufactured. If it wasn't manufactured in '75 or anything, maybe there's
no date on it.
Probably in the '90s, somewhere in there, I'd say.
This is made by Action.
And we got the lights, we got the camera, we got the action.
Yep.
Yeah, I want to get some more of these old cars, research the story on them, and Dale Sr. ran 8 races with this car before going to the 2 car, which was the Wrangler. So it'd be cool to actually get some interviews. Like, it'd be cool if we could get Dale Jr. to come on the show and talk about the car, the history. Because we don't know. We wasn't there. We only got Wikipedia and racing reference and things like that. So if we can get some interviews, I think it'd put an interesting twist to Diecast reviews.
Definitely so.
But again, if you can find this car, definitely get it. Do not pass it up. Any of these like 70s, 80s, even the 90s cars are definite must-have. You know, because they were so unique. You know, like the Toyota, Ford, Chevy. Yeah, they do have their differences, but like these, they really were different from each other. But I hope you enjoyed this video, and let us know what you thought of this car, and maybe some ideas of some cars that you'd like to see us be on the lookout for. When we go back to booth 34, we'll be like, there that one guy in our comment section said to get this car, and we'll get it.
Yep.
We got some other cool cars that we're going to review throughout the year. So subscribe, stay tuned for that, and we will see you then.